NutriTech, and today we are going to be implementing a navigation by only accessing the tags of the HTML template. So this is going to be our goal, our outcome. Let's get started. Okay, so I have Notepad++, it's my IDE, and that's what I'm going to be using. So I can start with a doc type. HTML. So I'm going to save this in a file, in a folder. Let me see where I can save it. So maybe in lectures, navigate, YouTube. Yeah, I'm going to save it in this file, in this folder. So you can create a folder and save it. It's going to be index.html. So we continue HTML, opening and closing tags. And inside these HTML tags, we have the head and the body. So in our head we can have a title, navigation by implementation. Oh, sorry. So our title, we are going to have navigation bar implementation, probably navigation bar implementation. So in the body, we are going to put our navigation in the header section of our HTML. Close our tags. So inside the header, that's where we're going to implement our navigation bar. So in our header, you're going to have UL items and ordered lists. So we can have UL. So on this side, this another list, we are going to have list items, form of LI, list items. So in this inside this list items, we have the anchor tags and linking to no page as yet. So this can be our home. Yes. So let's copy this and paste it several times. Paste it below that, and maybe below that. So we are going to name this from what we want to achieve. We have home, about us, things we do, contact us, blog. So it's about us. Things we do, then blog. So you can name them anything. This links to nothing, or you can leave it even empty. So let's view this in Let's view a page. So when I go back to the folder where I created, it was called navigation YouTube. Yeah, I have index. So we can see we have home, about us, things we do, blog, but there are these dots, so you can look through. So home, about us, things we do, blog. Okay, so we continue. Body, using body tag. The header we have UL. Okay, so inside our list item, we are going to copy. I'm going to copy this and paste it here inside our list items. So, and the reason why we are copying this is because we copy the entire thing. So from UL up to UL, and you put it in our list. Yeah, so it is there. It is. So for the purpose of readability, I can push it a bit further. I think that is fine. So that's our code. So when we save and view it here. Okay, so we have home, about us, contact us, and things like that. So in our closing tag, li closing tag, we have to have the closing. Okay, and we save. So yeah, the second dots are away, but you still have one here. We have one li that is not closed well, and it is here. Alright, so let's continue. Yes, we have so I'm not going to place this under home, because when you look at our page critically, what we want to achieve, and it is under about us, and we have team, sports, activities, tournaments. So we are going to place this and so we are going to place this under about us. And inside this about us, we shall have team, sports, activities, tournaments. So we are going to have team, sports. About us team. I could just give new attributes, maybe about us, who we are. Let me just give things we do. This last one, Vist. Just implementing that. I think I'm just going to use those. So under things we do, we are going to do the same paste. I'm going to copy and paste here. So things we do, we could have something new. Let me say things we do: activities, shops, events, resources. So we have activities, events, resources, we as well have volunteering. Maybe let me put volunteer, voluntary, something like that. So yes, in the blog I don't think we have anything. We had things we do. We had contact us, we had location and phone. So before blog I had contact us. Contact us, and inside contact us we had these sub menus. So we had only two, but let me first copy. So here we mainly have we have phone and location. So therefore we save that. So blog, there is nothing under blog. Okay, so when we view this, yes, that's good. So home, the li tag is not closed for home. Yes, I hope that error should be rectified. Yes, so now we are going to link to our CSS. And how do we link to our CSS? We link to our CSS in the title by the link attribute, link rel, which stands for relationship. So rel is, we are going to link to a style sheet. And so we have the hypertext reference, which is href. So our href is going to be, we are going to form another file called, you can call it main.css. Main.css. So, and this file is where we are going to do our designing, or put our CSS that is going to design our HTML page. So let me create a new file, and let me just save it. I'm going to save it in the same folder, navigation YouTube. That's what I named it. In this folder there is so it's going to be called main.css. Yes, it should be a cascading style sheet. So how do we access the HTML attributes? If we need to access, let me say, the body tag, if it is just a tag, we just write it here. Okay, since we are about tags only, so I can give about tags. In our next tutorial, we are going to see how we can access classes and IDs. So that's how we access the body tag, by the word and the opening bracelets and closing bracelets. So inside those bracelets, first of all, in here we have an image. It's called it was a design that I made. So if you want to use the same image, I'm going to put it in the description, but you can use an image of your choice. So in my folder here, hopefully it is the one. Okay, so I'm going to get that image. It's here probably. So it's here. Yes. So I'm going to put it in my folder. Yeah, it's called background. You have to see the image file, which is png. So you can access an image in many ways, but I'm going to use the CSS way. So I'm going to have my background. So you need to be familiar with these attributes. Have URL, and inside the URL, that's where I'm going to place my image. So it is called, the image name is background, the image name background.png. PNG. Okay, so once we have this, let's look at our navigation implementation. Yes, so here it is. You could put a no repeat. So since it is repeating itself, I'm going to put no repeat. No repeat. Yes. And font family for my body. So I use Arial. Okay. So I can leave the background at that. Next, I'm going to access another tag. So it's called the UL. So, and this tag is mainly what happens beneath, where we categorize the homes about us inside there. So I want to access that tag. So we are going to set the margin to 0. Padding also to 0. And why do we set this? I want the words okay, let me show you. First of all, take away the dots. That's the one for margin, and padding to make sure that all words are here at the extreme end, as you can see. Yes. So we are going to give our text some white color so that it is visible. We can also add list style. None. So next, I'm going to access my list items. ULLI. We are only accessing the tags. So I want to make sure that these are displayed going to the right, like they are displayed to the right. So for that attribute, we say float. right. And once we save, yes, I think you're seeing them. Okay, so since my image is only having half, let me add some attribute here and code. It's going to be called background size. So I want my finish to my background image to complete an entire page to cover. So let me set my background size to cover. So yes, there we are. Okay, let's continue. We are floating right. Okay, let's give it width. Width of this was we are going to initialize with 200 pixels. You could change it, or you could try with other pixels. Then we have height. We set the height to 40 pixels, and okay, background color. So we can look at mainly. Yes, so I think the height has given ours. Actually, now we can see that the sub menus inside the main menus. So okay, so this is not going to be like, it's going to be float left. Yes, the reason why it is float left is because I want to have home where it's supposed to be. Yes, at the left, so we are floating left. This is good. Okay, let's continue. So I'm going to give my background color, set it to black, probably black. So you can see the changes now. At least the words are visible. Yes, that's our ULLI. So since we want to align this text in the center, I'm going to have line height set to 40 pixels, and the text align. So we do our text alignment to the center. Okay, so yes, this is becoming more good. We can have opacity as well. Put some transparency. Opacity ranges from 0.0 to 1, so we can have maybe 0.8. And yes, so we can see through. Okay, so I want to achieve this. Alright. So we can continue, and we are going to access our inner items. So the anchor text. So now we want to access the real inside the home, the word, so that we can as well give them a good feel. So start by text decoration. Set to none. Let's give our words some color in white. So we are going to display our menu as a block. Okay, so yes, it's becoming Movies by Moviesbo. So now we want, first of all, when to hide this, and also hovering, you can set our color to green. So LIA hover, when you move the cursor over, it's hovering. So our background color can change to green. Okay, UL LIA hover. Don't know why. So let's save. It's not responding. Yes. Background color has changed to green. Okay, we're good to go with the hovering effect. So we want to hide the inner UL, which by accessing this inner UL, this team inside about us, we access the UL, then UL here, then we go to LI. Now inside LI, so inside this LI, I will access another UL and then LI. So we want to hide these inner attributes. They are attributes. So we shall have UL LI, UL LI. So we have display nothing, and when somebody hovers over, want them to be displayed. So when we click here, they have disappeared. Yes, that's good. So so now how are we accessing the hovering effect? We shall have hover, and have UL LI hover UL LI. That's how we are going to access them. And when somebody hovers over the first UL LI, that's about us, then on hovering we shall have to display the block. Display block. Okay. So yes, so we have achieved our goal. Maybe so there is this spacing, and is under UL LI. So in UL LI here, right here, we can have margin. Margin right. I'll give it 3 pixels. Okay, so with that, allow me to end here. Hope you've enjoyed this tutorial.